Well, they're back. Harry and Meghan have come under fire after posing with the Jamaican Prime Minister, who wants his country to ditch the monarchy. The Sussexers were pictured with Andrew Holness at the premiere of a film about Bob Marley. And I'm joined now by GB News' royal correspondent, Cameron Walker. Cameron, welcome to the show. Here we go again. They're jetting off to Jamaica for a film premiere, which seems to go against the fact they're telling us all not to fly, and posing with a Prime Minister who wants shut of the monarchy. Another day, another nightmare for the Sussexes.
Yeah, this has been quite a controversial move by Harry and Meghan. This Prime Minister, the Jamaican Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, he is the guy who posed in front of cameras with Prince William and Princess Catherine back in 2022. Bearing in mind, he knew cameras were there and said to them, "We are moving on." In other words, we want to get rid of King Charles as our head of state in Jamaica and become a republic. And since then, he has increasingly ramped up the rhetoric in terms of doing that. So this year, Jamaica is expected to hold a referendum on whether or not it should keep the monarchy in that country. Of course, Barbados, another Caribbean nation, has already cut ties with the British monarchy. But the fact of it, as you can see on your screens here, Harry and Meghan have been pictured alongside Andrew Holness, has sparked particular controversy because although Prince Harry and indeed Meghan is no longer a working member of the royal family, Harry is still in line to the throne and the King's son. So it has been quite controversial politically as well as for the Commonwealth as well.
Do you think he realises what he's doing? Is he just silly, or is this just absolutely idiotic?
I mean, I can only speculate. I suspect he perhaps didn't know who he was meeting or was going to meet when he accepted the invitation for the premiere, because another person who he and Meghan met on the red carpet at the premiere in Jamaica was the boss of Paramount Pictures. And people have been speculating online and journalists have been speculating whether or not there was some networking going on the red carpet. If you remember, Harry was kind of hot-mic'd a couple of years ago, trying to lobby the Disney CEO to give Meghan some voiceover work. Of course, we know that they have lost their Spotify deal prematurely. One of the executives called them grifters. So perhaps it's obviously just speculation, but was he going there with the intention to perhaps get another media deal with Paramount Pictures on this occasion? That perhaps is one of the motivations as to why Harry and Meghan went to this particular premiere, and of course celebrating the heritage of Jamaica and Bob Marley too.
Do you think, Cameron, this kind of underlines the vacuum we have in the royal family? The working royals, of course, now, Princess in hospital, the King with his own health issues, and there's a void of people to step up and do it. And yet here we are, the Sussexers basically turning up to the opening of an envelope in Jamaica.
Well, it's very much, I suppose, keep calm and carrying on, isn't it? Harry and Meghan no longer working members of the royal family. They cannot be dictated to by either the royal family or the British government of what they do, and they have decided to go to a film premiere. On the other hand, we have seen Queen Camilla support victims of domestic violence this week. Just this morning, the Duchess of Edinburgh was supporting or educating girls with the menstrual cycle in East London, and the Duke of Edinburgh is out and about in South Africa and St Helena representing the country. And of course, Harry and Meghan have chosen to go to a film premiere. They have been to Jamaica before and obviously have ties to the Caribbean. They were Commonwealth Youth Ambassadors when they were working members of the royal family. But nonetheless, the optics perhaps don't look great when they are shaking hands with the Jamaican Prime Minister who wants to get rid of King Charles as head of state.
And this final point about they seem to lecture the rest of us about not taking unnecessary trips. You know, let's cut down on our carbon footprint. Let's all live in caves and be colder and poorer. Yeah, here they are on a jolly to Jamaica simply to go and see a movie. It sticks in the craw of the double standards, wouldn't you say, Cameron?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how they travelled to Jamaica, and we also don't know if they're undertaking any other engagements while they're there, or if indeed they have literally just flown there for the premiere. I mean, to be fair to Harry and Meghan, I'm not quite sure how they would get to Jamaica without flying, but as you say, they have in the past been very heavily criticised for taking private jets unnecessarily, where there's perfectly good commercial flights to get there. By contrast, Prince William and Catherine, when they flew to Boston, flew commercially, and Prince William flew to Singapore late last year commercially as well.
OK, Cameron Walker, we'll leave it there. Bob Marley movie. No woman, no cry. Wonder if Harry could take that advice himself.